Gucci, and you are watching Govs Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple of minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent. Hi.
Tony, welcome to Go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
Alright, you go in, Tony. Good.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead Radio Show. You're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
Let's give a big shout out to Tony Walker.
Tony Walker, who's a friend of mine.
Tony Walker!
Tony Walker! Tony Walker, everybody. Stand up, Tony. Where are you? Tony Walker! Thank you so much, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Walker. Our favorite. We love you.
career, I've met a lot of different people. This one right here used to headline Chuckles and Eastside and all these clubs. If you remember Claudia Sherman, Google her, used to come out with a wedding dress and talk about how her wedding went all awry and this and that. She is here, when a comedian comes to see another comedian, that is the biggest honor a comedian can get. And I'm honored that you're here tonight.
I love Claudia. Claudia Sherman, back in the day, was a great stand-up comic. We used to do all the clubs around the tri-state area. Long Island, New Jersey, Connecticut, all the clubs. Governors in Levittown. It's going to be a phenomenal night at Governors in Levittown.
Hi, I'm Claudia. I'm with the Down Now.
It's called the Down and House, and she's doing a show in the Giggle Room. When are you doing that? October 5th.
Governors in Levittown. Go to govs.com for your tickets.
With the Down Out.
A lot of great comedians, a lot of laughter, good food. Governors in Levittown, get your tickets now. Govs.com.
Good morning, everybody. Did you hear that? Good. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show. It is Thursday, October 3rd. Thanks for joining us to Knockem Dead Comedy, coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. We are on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, the Facebook page, the YouTube channel. If you're on the Facebook page and you want to stay there and knock yourself out, please subscribe to that page and follow it and do all that stuff. But if you'd like to join in the conversation today, you want to hear your comments read, you want to hear your name said, please switch over to the YouTube feed because that is where we monitor the comments. And if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to the page and hit the thumbs up. And no matter where you are, just share the link to all your socials, to everybody you know about all the great shows here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. The Knockem Dead Comedy Show. We are hanging out today. It's Thursday, so Frank is here. Yay! And Nick Graystone is here, ladies and gentlemen. The one, the only, Nick Graystone is here.
Hi.
He's not awake yet. Hi. What's up, kitties?
Hi, kitty. Thank you for having me on the Knockem Dead Comedy Show.
I think is this the first?
Yes.
It is. All right. Nick and I, it's weird. Nick and I, do a bunch of these shows together, and most Thursday nights you can see him on Primal Scream at Nick Graystone. But yeah, first time here today. Yeah, and let's see. Oh, John Rusciello says good morning. What does he say? Fork tongue. Yeah, that's me. And Rob Seyfarth says good morning. Good morning, gentlemen. Appreciate you guys watching. All right, we got a lot to talk about here today with Nick. Nick and Frank are going to play a song later. That'll be fun.
Can't wait.
Yeah, looking forward to that. First thing I must talk about is what an idiot I am. Because, yes, nobody's going to dispute that. I've been all excited for a week now. We've had new equipment installed in here, new computers. But there's, different steps I have to take now to start these shows. And one thing I've been doing on almost all the shows is forgetting to turn on sound. I did it to you. I did it to Hershey and the Keegs. I did it to Treading Water. I've been doing it to everybody this week. So that's one reason I'm an idiot.
Is it like an extra step now?
Yes. So it's an extra step that I just keep forgetting to do.
You got to make yourself a cheat sheet, brother.
Yeah, you're right.
A Post-it note.
Yeah, that could be a Post-it note right here. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Yeah. Turn on sound, idiot.
Are you one of those rockers that don't use the monitor? I don't need no fucking monitor, man. I'm like good.
Do you know who I am? But I'm also an idiot because in promoting, so whatever shows are on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, the next day, I'll go on late at night and I'll post like a picture. Primal Scream with Nick Graystone, September 5th at 8 o'clock, whatever it is. So there's Coffee with the Dog this morning. There's me today. And there's Chef Felix tonight at what time is he on? 6:30, I believe it is. For all the shows, I wrote October 4th. I wrote 10/4 for all of them. put them all out there, and then this morning I see Matt Nappo, Coffee with the Dog. He wrote, "What happened to 10-3?" I'm like, oh, fuck. So that makes me an idiot as well.
I always fuck up dates too, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. So I was a little pissed this morning. Ann Rothney is saying, good morning, Tony, Frank, and Nick. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So, yeah. So that's just...
Buenas noches. Well, that's good night, right? Buenos dias.
I have no idea.
Good day.
Yeah, I have no idea. All right. So I wanted to talk about something that happened to me the other day. And I think you would appreciate that. You and I have off-air conversations of obscure, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm on Jerusalem Avenue the other day in Hicksville. I'm at a red light, and a bus comes out from the side street. You know, had the green light, and the bus is coming out. And it's just one of those moments. I just caught eyes with the bus driver. So as he's like, but now it's weird because I notice he's already looking at me. And now we're like, as I'm looking, I'm like, he's not turning away. He's staring at me. So I'm staring back, and I'm giving him this weird look. But as he's turning, he's making a left. So he's passing me. As he's passing me, he's giving me one of these. I swear to you,
really,
he starts going like that,
like a pickle park look.
A what?
A pickle park look.
A pickle park. Yeah. Is that like a park and ride? Where you it was kind of one of those like.
I hope you went.
And I turned around. No, I did. I just kind of went.
Uh-oh.
I was like, that never, like, I don't know. Guys, girls, doesn't matter. People don't hit on me. Oh, did I just? Oh. All right. John Ruscio is calling. See? I told you I'm an idiot. I think I hung up on him. All right, now he's calling again. What happened there? Did I hang up on you, or did you hang up?
No, you hung up on me, but that's par for the course. All right?
My apologies.
He was too busy.
Don't apologize. Apologize why you didn't call me this morning. You left me a text message yesterday and said, I'm going to Hershey and the Keys. Can I call you in the morning?
Oh,
I said, absolutely. Oh, shit. Jesus. I hate when that happens.
He had a date with that bus driver this morning.
I hope you weren't holding your breath.
No, but I was looking forward to it. But anytime you want to turn around and disappoint a 70-year-old dying man, feel free. Feel free.
Tony,
and another thing that I'm going to yell at you, right? You, Ann said good morning to everybody. No, she specifically mentioned me, and you didn't announce that on the air. My dear friend Ann, that I never met, but we became friends on the Tony Walker show.
All right, so I will be sure to announce that Ann said hi to John.
Thank you very much. You warm the cockles of my heart when you do that.
Don't ask what you do to my cockles.
You've warmed the cockles of my cockles.
Are you hot?
What's that?
And you got two good-looking men on as guests, so I'll let you go.
Thank you, sir.
Have a wonderful show. I'll talk to you later.
I will call you after the show.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye. So, all right, yeah, so, yeah, she did. She said, hello, John, good morning. Okay, there you go. And she said, but then he responds back, hi, sweetie. So now you creep the woman out.
Yeah, so now you're going to role play with them?
Yeah, right, exactly. That's partly what part of his kink is, hearing Tony read it over the air.
Say it again.
Yeah, exactly. Hi, John. Good morning.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi. Andrew Fremden, nice shirts. Are we having hot dogs? You guys look like a condiment station.
Black relish.
We kind of do.
I guess so.
Yeah.
It's actually orange, but it comes off as mustard.
Yeah, it does, actually, yeah. So, all right, but if it's orange, so you're actually the hot dog.
Orange for a hot dog?
Well, it's kind of, or red. It's like, no?
I don't think so.
Hot dogs aren't red? What are they?
Well, yeah.
I don't know. What color are they? Hot dog.
Hot dog color. From actually.
Flesh.
Let me rephrase that. You guys look like a broken traffic light. Oh, actually, that's true. Red, yellow, and then it's broken.
Right?
Nick is broken.
Very accurate.
Ann says, you're amazing, John. Much love and hugs. Whoa. And there he goes, right back at you, love. Wow. Wow, John, calm down. Calm down. Wow.
At ease, Trigger. At ease.
Really? Down, boy.
So what happened with the bus driver?
That's the whole story. I did. I was like I didn't know how to react. I was like, was he really doing that, or was he messing with me, or is that just a look on his face? Like,
so you have to go time it and see, like, now, like, go back just for a second view and see if he, like, does a further kink or, like, a wink.
Right. So, yeah, because
he might be jerking off, like, when he's passing you the next time.
Yeah, so I'd have... Yeah, because if he sees, like, I'm back there at the same exact time in the same place, he's going to be... Yeah, then I'm gonna like.
I know all the places.
I'm gonna walk out of here one day and see him like waiting for me out there or something.
Right.
Yeah,
that's a big parking lot out there too. There's a lot of corners.
There is. I'll tell you, when I do Hershey and the Keek show, we don't get out of here till in between 10:30. It's like a whole different world out there.
Yeah, man.
It's a little weird.
Either it's like dead, or they're having like fucking like Fast and Furious night.
Yes, there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah,
but I don't know where. Like, I don't know.
Kids on bicycles though at 10 o'clock too. Like, that's crazy shit.
Perfect segue, Nick Graystone. As the armchair detective that you are, guy who loves news stories and loves crime. Have you heard about this this flash mob robbery spree that's going on in L.A.?
In L.A.?
Yeah. Do you just follow local, or you're like, or you just?
No.
Yeah, okay.
I'm abroad.
Yeah. No, you're not. You're a gentleman. So in L.A. since July, there's been 10 of these where 20 to 40 teenagers will just like
bum rush
a 7-Eleven.
Get out of here.
They all just go, piling in. So there's too many of them for them to really do anything because there's so many. So they totally wreck the place and grab whatever they want and take off.
Holy shit. And it's been going on more than you said a couple of times?
10 times since July in the LA area.
Wow.
So I just saw.
What are they wearing? Like masks and stuff? Or?
And that's what got me. I was watching. I was watching a report about it, and they have security footage. Some of them are wearing masks. Most of them aren't. And they're just running right in. And that's actually why the report that I was reading, that's what the story was about. Some parents now
recognize them,
are seeing the footage, and there's one set of parents where they saw their 3 kids was part of this mob. They turned their 3 kids in.
Good.
Absolutely right. That's good. And they said that there's been more.
You know what, though? Now that those 3 parents did it, now the shit's going to come to,
hopefully.
We'll see.
That's the part that got me. It's like, these kids don't even care. Like, that. These kids don't even care that they're not. There's no mask.
That's dumb.
In this day and age, there's cameras everywhere. So you got to know.
Yeah. Especially the ring cameras and shit.
Right.
And like, the surveillance. Like, you got to be a moron if you're going to do that type of destruction.
Oh,
and
they
not wear a
wrecked
mask
the
or
place.
whatever.
They totally wrecked the place. Like you would think a hurricane hit.
Wow.
It's bad. And
savages.
Yeah, totally. And hopefully that puts an end to it instead of becoming a big thing because
I like though the parents did turn them in. That's good, man, because you got to straighten that out.
Absolutely right. Yeah. So I guess there's a happy ending where the parents are turning the teachers in, the kids in, but I don't know why I said teachers. But
leave them kids alone.
But yeah, so I thought of that.
How did we get into that again?
You said kids on bicycles.
Yeah, kids on bicycles.
Because you see from the security footage, you see out in the parking lot, it's nothing but bicycles. They're saying it's anywhere from 20 to 40 kids each time.
Yeah.
And you see them. They all just start rushing at the same time. So it's technically a mob. And there's maybe at 7-Eleven, maybe 3 guys at most are working at one time, maybe. So they're totally outnumbered. You don't know what to do first. They
don't give a shit, dude. They want to go home, bro. They don't want to fucking put their life in the line.
Right, and that's probably true. So they're probably backing up, saying,
"Please,
have
at it."
Yeah, And I can't say I blame them.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I'd probably fucking join them. Be like, fuck this place. Flip over the fucking.
I'd steal all the Hershey bars.
Right? They took everything. They took all the scratch-off tickets.
I know. Actually, that would be a good idea. I wonder, are those things traceable? Like, do they have a code on them or something so that they're traceable?
I'm sure, but like, I think no, because you know what, they scanned them just to, like, I guess, say that they were paid for, but like, yeah, I never know that.
So I'm just curious, like, what if you did steal a bunch of scratch-offs and then you won? Like, would they be able to know?
I don't think, man.
Wow,
well,
that's wild.
And you know what? I got a scratch-off from my cousin sent me a Jaws scratch-off, but it was only for, like, Boston or like Massachusetts or whatever.
Okay.
So it's in a certain area. So I think they have different areas that they're only able to cash in some of them.
Oh, so meaning, so you would say your cousin sent that to you? So you're scratching it off, you win. You can't cash it here. You have to go to Boston.
Or mail it in or something. Or
Right,
I could do it
right.
online. I'm still trying to figure it out. There's a lot of fucking wording to it and stuff.
Did you win something?
Yeah, I won $20.
Oh, nice.
But I was going to put it in the archives. I have a Jaws, like, bathroom. So I was going to put it, like, up on the wall. It's a cool fucking big, nice little scratch-off thing. So
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You
lost me. What does that mean, a Jaws bathroom? What does that mean?
All memorabilia from Jaws.
But why in the bathroom?
I don't know. I felt like it.
All right, so it's just decorated.
I like to take a shit and look around and be like, I made this. And that.
What is the... Yeah, is the toilet bowl like a big shark's mouth or something?
No, I didn't get that involved. Like, I have, like, the mini posters of each movie. Then I have some signatures up on the wall. No, the signs, beach closed and stuff. A towel, shower curtain, teeth.
Shower curtain. I'm thinking shower rod. I was like, what? Okay, got it. Shower curtain. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, I've collected this stuff, like, through the years, like certain art that, like, when I go to these conventions that people make and stuff.
Yeah.
I put that up on the wall, and it's just, Jaws is my favorite movie. So
then, all right. And then you said you might save the scratch off, like,
and put it up on the wall.
You would win. So that's a thing. People take their winning scratch off cards and put it like.
No,
hang
I
it
was
up?
just gonna put it because it was like a Jaws one of a kind piece memorabilia.
Oh, okay. That went over my head. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. All right, that's cool. You must be Nick Greystone. Must be one of the most fun people to live with. That's my guess.
Ask my ex-wife. Most people think that until they move in.
Are you like anal when it comes to your collectibles? Like, oh, don't breathe on that.
Well, speaking of the ex-wife, she was going to an 80s party or whatever. And I kind of think about this from time to time. And she wanted to take one of my vintage Motley Crue shirts from back in the day and cut the neck.
Ooh.
And I was like, you can't do that. I'm like, I'll buy you anything, but you can't cut the first concert that I went to. So I guess I am kind of anal with that, like. I learned through the years that you can't loan your shit out, like, DVDs, books, or whatever, because you never fucking get them back.
Yep, that's happened to me. Yep.
I'd rather buy the person the copy of it and be like, here's a gift, enjoy it, or whatever.
Yep, me too.
Think of me every time kind of thing, but,
Right.
like, don't think of me like, haha, I got Nick Graystone's fucking DVD. I'm not giving it back to him.
Yep.
So I don't know if that's a dick, though. I just don't like to not get my shit back.
Yeah, that's... The other person is the dick for not giving your stuff back.
Yeah, so I have a list. I'm gonna go collect that stuff.
There's one guy in particular. He borrowed a Springsteen CD from me. It's got to be 20 years ago. Never got it back. Every time I see this guy, it's in my head.
Yeah, right?
Every single time I see him.
Yeah.
And I don't say anything, which I should, but I don't. But yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, there's one friend that has like a Motley Crue bootleg from the Beacon Theater, like on video, and I'm dying just to get it back because I can't find it anywhere. And
Really?
It was a good shot. Like I'll find videos, but it's like little clips and stuff. It's not the full show. And
what year?
1999.
Okay.
It was right when Tommy Lee got released from prison or jail or whatever, and they were doing like a greatest hits thing. And it's funny because going into the city, I was with like two friends, and we met these other two guys, and the one dude that we were driving in with and getting wasted with ended up getting on stage that night. They got thrown out. Like, it was so funny, bro.
Wow.
I'm watching the show, and I'm like, holy shit, that's that fucking guy.
That's funny.
He gets up there, he's like, ah! And he lasted maybe 5 seconds before they probably took him in the back head first through the door, kind of out.
I was about to ask that because I've never met anyone that made it onto a stage like that. Did they do they take the time to actually beat the snot out of you, or they just toss you right out?
Well, my friend the Gunge, he was on stage once for what is that? Deep Purple, and
wow.
he made it on. He pleaded with the guy. They just kicked him out, and he scalped the ticket, got back in, and he went back on stage.
What?
Yeah, like a fucking idiot. He went twice, man. And
Wow.
the second time they threw him out head first. The first time they were like, just get the fuck out of here.
Right.
And then he went down, got a little more drunk, and then he came back and bought a ticket and got back in.
That's amazing. Just the fact that he got back in was cool, but then to make it all the way back on stage
Right?
in the same night?
Like he slithered right back up on stage, man.
Holy crap. I have never heard anything like
Right?
that.
He's the Gunge. He's one of a kind.
And Deep Purple of all bands.
Yeah.
Because when Blackmore was in it, I mean, didn't he hit a cameraman on the head with his guitar or some shit?
Yeah, sure.
And Blackmore, who has, through the years made his home on Long Island, that's all you hear is what a nasty man he is.
Yeah. This is when, what's his name was the singer? Joe Lynn Turner.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. He's a big Joe Lynn Turner fan. Like, I opened up for Joe Lynn Turner, and as soon as he heard that I was in there, he bought tickets right away. He was like, oh, my God, I got to be there
No
for
kidding.
it. Yeah.
You opened for him?
Yeah, at Revolution in
Amityville. Yeah, which is now a church.
It is. It's a defunct church. It's not open anymore.
No, it's open.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, really? I
Yep.
thought it wasn't open anymore.
No, I have friends that go there.
Really?
Yeah. V1. It's not their permanent home. They are moving. They were only renting the space, but
It's crazy that when, the pandemic hit, that was the first place to go. It was like of the
Yeah.
clubs or whatever. But it's because there's so many hands that were probably in that, like money wise, people were just like, I'm out. I can't afford
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I'm sure the rent over there is fucking ridiculous.
Yep. I mean, even this place was closed for 13 months, and they still paid their staff, and they did the right thing. And obviously they must have taken a hit.
Of course.
So it's and luckily for us that they, that they're still here. But yeah, there are lots of places that didn't survive that. That's crazy. Tommy Lee's plays with 3 drumsticks.
Oh, he does. Yes, he does.
Andrew Fremder says, "Yeah, I get anal when people touch my shit." But
Who wrote about Tommy Lee's drumstick?
it's also a guy
Same
named
guy?
Andrew Fremder.
Yeah, okay.
And then he also said that we look like. So he's the one that's been saying we look like different things. His latest one was, "You guys look like McDonald's large fry."
That's good. That's a good one.
What makes the smash and grab robbers so hard is that they all dress identical, making it hard to identify, says Ann, who lives in California. And are you anywhere near any of that? And I didn't, now that you say that, I'm realizing that the report that I saw didn't say anything about that. But now that you say that, watching the video, yeah, they were all dressed in black, and they had hoodies and stuff, yeah. Fremder says, whenever I get a scratch off, I just give it a little pinch and roll or a stretch and flick. Yeah, he actually probably does get anal when people touch his stuff because he's a big Batman collector.
Oh.
He has shown me pictures, like just, tons of different Batman stuff. Yeah, Fremder, do you get, do you only allow people to get, within 3 feet of your stuff, or do you let them, grab it and touch it and mess with it?
I heard something funny the other day. I was watching Kevin Smith's new movie, and he's talking about, takes place in 1986, and it's like kids like him growing up through the years, and they're like, they speak about all pop culture or whatever.
Yeah.
And the character that's playing Kevin Smith is like, I heard they're making a Batman movie, and the one dude was like, it's gonna flop. No one's gonna pay to actually go see a stupid Batman movie. Sure enough, you know.
That first one is my favorite.
Yeah, man, the one with Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also the 66 was good.
Oh, the 66 one is great.
Yeah.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. Freaking love that.
I love, the different eras of Batman, but I think the best one is, that 89 one with Keaton and Nicholson.
Yep.
I think Keaton is the only guy that could have played both, I feel, like the Joker and Batman.
Oh, yeah. I've never thought about that.
He would have been
right.
a great Joker.
You're right. Know? You're absolutely right. He could have done either one. There are sometimes I'm thinking, like, man, that movie should have been called The Joker. That movie, I feel, is almost more about
the
Joker than it is Batman. But yeah, it's my favorite Batman.
The new one comes out today. The new Joker.
Oh, is that today? It comes out.
Yeah.
What are they? It's like a musical or something.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I'm curious because that last one, I really enjoyed it. I mean, it wasn't
It's dark.
Yeah, it's very dark. It's nothing like any of the other Jokers and deals a lot with that mental health thing. So
right.
I wonder if they're going to go with that route because you think, like, did all that shit happen in the Joker or is that all part of his head?
Right.
And now is this a continuation of, like, what's in his head?
Exactly. Yes.
Which is cool. I mean, I think he did a fantastic job,
Yes.
Joaquin.
I didn't like. I thought it was kind of odd. So you had De Niro's character, the talk show host.
Yeah.
And Mark Maron played his manager. And Mark Maron was against bringing the Joker onto the show. De Niro was like pushing for it, and they were like arguing over it. And then once he's on the show, De Niro was just fighting with him the whole time.
Yeah.
To the point where he gets shot in the face. Like, I don't know. Why the about face? I don't know. I just thought that was weird. I don't know. It just didn't, to me, it kind of took away a little bit. Like, why did he?
It was unnecessary.
Yeah.
Just have him on, like just put him on the show or whatever, and then whatever transpires. But
I did think it was cool because you had De Niro playing the host. And then you had, if you go back to the King of Comedy.
Oh, my God.
Where De Niro almost played like
the
Joker type. Yeah.
That's totally, like, inspired, I feel, from that. You know? I love the King of Comedy.
I saw a long time ago.
Yeah, because you're a big Jerry Lewis guy. Yeah. What a great movie that is.
Right?
Oh, man.
He plays basically himself, like, kind of. I could see Jerry Lewis really being like that, in real life or whatever.
I'll tell you a story. A buddy of mine, I don't know if I ever told you this or not. A buddy of mine who lives in Philadelphia. When he was a little kid, his father, I forget, he either worked on the Mike Douglas show or he worked for the station where Mike Douglas was recorded. You remember the Mike? Well, you're probably too young, right?
I know the name.
Yeah, okay. Mike Douglas. It was a talk show, and this is when talk shows were good because it would be free form, and all the guests would come on and they would stay on, so you'd have like this almost like this. Everybody's just sitting and they're all just talking.
Right.
So Jerry Lewis comes on, and this got to be probably late 60s, early 70s. So, and back then, a lot of times, they didn't record this stuff. They just went live. And, and there's no footage, and that's what happened here. It was just live, so there's no video of this. So my buddy went to. He was with his father that day at work. His father brought him in, so he's sitting on the floor right in the front, watching the show go on. Jerry Lewis wanted to do a magic trick, and he needed. It's either a dollar bill or a $5 bill. I forget which. I don't think it matters. But my buddy had one, and because he was sitting right in the front, he held it up. Jerry Lewis came over, and took it from him to do the trick. And he screwed the trick up, and he's live on TV, and he threw a tantrum. And he blamed my buddy for giving him
a fucked up bill?
Yeah. And he starts going off on him.
How old was the kid? He was a kid, right?
He's my friend. I'm 54. He's, I think, 60 or 61. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, he probably, I want to say like 7 at the most. And yeah, he said Jerry Lewis went off on him.
Wow.
To the point where the network was like, we got to cut this off. So they I guess they went into commercial. They put something else on. Had to be a commercial. There was 15 minutes left of the show. They actually took Jerry off set. And he says he remembers they were all going crazy, behind the scenes trying to figure out how do we fill the remaining 15 minutes of this show, because they were going to do it with Jerry. And I forget what he said they ended up doing, but yeah,
they started Jerry's Kids.
Right? Yeah. And from there,
you got to get back to the kids now, Jerry. You just beat the shit out of one. Yeah. Now you have to fucking raise money.
Every year, my buddy's face was the poster.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what he said.
He wasn't born this way. I made him that way.
Yeah, he said Jerry Lewis. Was a total prick to him.
Do you ever see one of the last interviews he did with this company who was doing a thing about celebrities in their 90s?
Okay.
And I think they went to Jerry's house to do it. And I think the very first question was, "How's it feel to be so old?" or something like that. And from that point on, Jerry didn't even want to talk to the guy. It was all like, "Yes, no."
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Well, that is a pretty stupid question to ask at all, whether it's the first question or not.
It automatically set him off, and he just one-word answers. And I think he finally said, "Get out of my house."
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Jeez. Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Joker comes out tomorrow, says Fremder.
Yeah, Thursday they're doing.
They usually have. Yeah, right. Yeah. All right. So Ann says she is near it, near all those smash and grabs here in the Bakersfield area. All right. Andy Plagano says the Batman is the best. So that's the last one, right? The Batman. The one with Pattinson, isn't that the Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's saying that's the best. That was really good.
It was cool. I liked the beginning of it. It was kind of like that, like crime noir type.
Yes. Yes.
I think it's dark too. But
yep. Fremda says the Batman was a masterpiece, and if you haven't yet, watch Penguin. I saw the first episode. I thought it was all right. I haven't. That's all I've seen so far. It seemed all right.
I haven't seen it yet. No, I want to.
Yeah.
I heard Colin is great.
Yeah. I mean, I'm amazed with that. You can't even tell that's him, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like hardly even a trace of him. It's crazy. Fremder said Lady Gaga's hot. I'd poker face. Yep. Fremder says my wife's father used to work the freight department at JFK Airport and got to drive the '89 Batmobile when it was shipped in for the film.
Wow!
Imagine that. I don't know if I could do that. I'd be too scared. I'd mess it up. Wow.
That's cool.
That's very cool.
I like the style of that Batman, the Batmobile back in the day. That one.
Fremder, you got a picture of that?
I sat in the one from '66. They had it at a convention once. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, we saw it somewhere.
I've seen it at a couple of festivals.
Yeah.
I think it was like $5. You take the picture or whatever. They have the bat phone and stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. My son gets crazy when he sees the Back to the Future. The DeLorean. Yeah. Fremder, not even joking. When I was at Warner Brothers Studios in California a few years ago, I could still see his ass print on the seat. He does have pictures. All right, well, send one over. Yeah, we'd love to see one. Yeah, send one over. All right, cool. So, all right. So Nick Greystone is here, ladies and gentlemen. Most Thursday nights you can see Primal Scream with Nick Greystone right here on Gov's Comedy Club podcast. Most Thursday nights are either at 8 or 9.
Going back to 9, right?
Are we going back to 9? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And the next one is next week.
Yes.
You got that Lunatic Beery coming in.
Yes, we're gonna do plug the horror con that we're doing over there, our second annual one. It's gonna be Saturday. Make sure I don't fuck up this date like Tony did before with 10/4. 10/12. So 10/12 is going to be HorrorCon at Beery's. We're going to have special guest Patty Mullen from Frankenhooker. She's going to be there. She's going to be signing autographs and stuff.
That's his real full name, Frankenhooker.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we're going to have some horror memorabilia for sale. And my friend Christina, she's going to have Italian cuisine. Cornicello is the name. It's delicious.
Oh.
So it's $20 to get in. You get a free shot, and there's going to be a special screening of a movie. I can't announce the movie, but it's going to be a special one.
And so that's a big weekend for you. You got the screening of your movie.
Yes.
The night before.
Mm-hmm.
And
on the 11th.
Yeah.
At Farmingdale. Right now, we're close to almost selling it out. We have, I think, 11 tickets left. Me and Scott Goldberg, who was on Primal Scream podcast, he's the director and the writer of The Forest Hills. We're going to do a Q&A afterwards. And, this has been a labor of love. We've been working on this for almost 2 years now, and it's finally seen the light of day. It's starring Shelley Duvall and Edward Furlong, and it's really about a guy's mental deterioration. Like, he starts losing it, and he starts thinking that he's a werewolf, and then you start trying to figure out, is he a werewolf or is he not a werewolf? And it's got its horror elements and stuff, and The Forest Hills.
So you're in it.
Yes.
But that wasn't your only involvement, right?
Originally, what happened was my friend Angela came to me and she said, "Did you hear about this movie called The Forest Hills?" My dad's gastroenterologist is a executive producer, and they have a GoFundMe right now, or an Indiegogo campaign for it. You should see about hitting them up, and maybe they could use one of your Demon Scar songs, because at that point I wanted to, I was pushing Demon Scar. I had no desire. I kind of wanted, whatever. I just wanted to see what was going on. So I hit him up. Elliot Dresnick, who's the gastroenterologist, is also the executive producer. He wrote back to me, and he said he wasn't sure if they would be able to use the music, but speak to Scott Goldberg. Scott Goldberg will be reaching out to you. Within 5 minutes later, Scott hit me up, and he had already been on my page for a little bit. He was checking out, my Demon Scar stuff, and he was also checking out some of, my videos that I would post, and he was like, "Dude," he's like, "you're like a natural on camera. What are you doing on Monday?" This is on a Friday. So I was like, why? Nothing. And he's like, "Well, if you donate this certain amount to the movie, what I'll do is I'll use your song Hand of Kings," which he liked.
Yep.
He's like, "On Monday, we're shooting a scene with Edward Furlong in Glen Cove, and I'll put you in a scene with Edward Furlong as an extra." And I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "And you'll become an associate producer of the movie." I was like, "Let me talk it over with the band, but I already know that they're going to be for this." So that's what happened. I got on set. I met Edward. We shot the scene. And at that point, I thought it was already in the bag. I thought they were just doing little insert shots. They had already set up the screening for the premiere at Smod Castle Cinemas at Kevin Smith's theater in Highlands, New Jersey. That was going to be in March. So this was early January that this went down. So we showed the movie, and Scott started getting feedback from it saying that there wasn't enough horror in it. It was a slow burn, and people it was mixed reviews. So that got into his head. So he was like, "You know what? I really want to reshoot parts of this movie."
Oh, wow.
So he wanted to get Shelley more involved. So he asked me if I wanted to become more involved. So that meaning, if I would become an executive producer, if I was able to help fund the movie. So I put all my eggs in one basket, and I was just like, "Let's fucking do it."
Oh, wow.
I believed in the movie, and I was like, "Let's get this done." So in turn, we went out to Texas. I was able to film the couple of scenes with Shelley. I'm not in a scene with her, but they had that going. We went to Georgia, filmed some scenes there. I filmed a little bit for my part there. I play this guy named Arnie, who's kind of friends with the main, and it's kind of like he is telling him, basically, if you're a wolf, you have to sacrifice things and leave it in the forest to cleanse your soul. Kind of like a cult kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, that took a while. He was doing different edits of the movie and stuff and trying to shop it around. And then finally, Famous Monsters caught wind that we were doing this and that we were looking for a distribution deal. So they took over for distribution-wise for streaming and for DVD.
Nice.
And we all wrapped it up, and now the movie's ready to go.
And streaming. So when it's going to be streaming, where?
It's going to be on demand at first, and then it's going to find its home, I believe, on Tubi.
That's huge, man.
Yeah, in a later, maybe about 6 months or so.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I mean, like, I feel like streaming now, you have to get on, like, one of those just to... I think the lore of Shelley being involved in it, people are going to watch it that are not necessarily horror fans. They just want to see what she has to offer for the movie. And I've said this before. I've said it on Primal Scream. Like, you know, working with her, I had such a respect for her going into it. I was a fan of hers. You know, I love The Shining. I love Popeye.
Yeah, man.
And I was honored to be in her presence. And the respect that I got from her was, you know, Scott got her in a time where she had so many offers throughout the years.
Oh, yeah.
And she just turned them down. But at this point, she was like, what she told her boyfriend or her significant other, Dan Gilroy, was that she wanted to feel like an actress one more time. And she knew that her health was deteriorating, and she knew that this was it. Like, let's do it. And Scott just happened to be the one that she said yes to.
Wow, man.
You know,
I mean, it's got to be what, at least 20 years, right? Since she
she was in a movie back in the early 2000s. I forget the name of the movie, but she plays Mama in that movie too, but like a different character.
Yeah.
And then she agreed. They did a first shot of her. And she had a very small role, but then when we went back, we extended that role in the movie, and she was awesome. There's something that I'm never going to forget about the experience. They're filming a breakfast scene with her and Chico Mendes, and she's sitting across from him, and they cut, and I'm sitting on the other side of the table, and I'm watching this, and she looks at me and she goes, "Am I doing okay?" And I'm a fucking nobody, dude. Like, I'm like, Shelley Duvall is asking me if she's doing all right. And I just thought I saw a human side of her, the vulnerability of a human being, and I just felt like it was bittersweet, you know. And like, I was like, "You're doing beautiful, you know, you're beautiful, Shelley, and you're doing an amazing job." Chico went over and gave her a kiss on the cheek. She sat back down, and I said, "And Shelley, if you don't mind, I'd like to steal a kiss from you later." So she looks at me and she goes, "Honey, you don't have to steal anything from me." She's like, "You can give me a kiss anytime you'd like to."
So you had sex with Shelley Duvall? Is that what you're telling us?
In my head.
Oh, okay.
You know. I didn't want to violate the poor woman.
She wasn't feeling good.
Right, she wasn't.
You would have broke her.
Right, exactly. Poor Olive. And she was just so sweet, you know, and just...
so you're saying she was strong to the finish?
She was. Because she ate spinach. You're lucky I'm not a doctor because I'm losing my patience. And lucky P. Diddy wasn't there because I needed some lubricants.
He definitely would have had some.
Oh, yeah, plenty.
Yeah, without a doubt. So she consciously knew this was her last movie.
I think so. I think this is like her swan song to the whole thing. And like after this, you know, we kept in contact with her and everything, and she just never, you know, physically she wasn't the same. You know, she just
that's
had
why you had
so
to
many
go down to
ailments.
her. You had to go down to Texas.
Yeah, she wanted to film inside her house, and I think that says something a lot about her too. It was inside her house.
Oh wow!
She lived in Blanco, Texas, on this ranch in the middle of fucking nowhere. So it's kind of like the furthest point from like Hollywood that you could possibly have. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, it was pretty awesome just to see her grace the screen again and do what she did. And it's funny, like, you know that shot of her in The Shining where she has the cigarette? You see the meme all the time, and the ash, when she's doing her scene, she's smoking a cigarette. She holds a cigarette the same. The ash is there.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, I took like some like pictures of her doing that and put them side by side, and like it's just yeah.
You were the executive producer of Shelley Duvall's last film.
Yeah.
That's like, is it? What do you actually? because I'm sitting there thinking, like I'm saying it now as a point, but do you want to use that to promote the film? Do you feel bad?
No, I didn't want to. Like
yeah.
when she passed away, I called Scott and I'm like, look, dude, I'm like, I don't want to monetize over her death. I want to celebrate her death. And we have to handle this in a way where we just don't look like, oh, wow, she's dead. Okay, awesome. We have the last thing.
Right.
You know, and it's like...
Because it must be tempting.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
You know, like, we had so many news outlets, like, reach out to us. You know,
wow.
TMZ, Entertainment Weekly, People. You know, this happened last year, too, when we filmed with her. And they did a whole piece. And we didn't release the movie, and like everyone was saying, "Wow, you missed your opportunity because you had all this like press, and we didn't release the film." And then when she passed away, it happened again. We had all this press, and you know, at that point, the film. Some say it was done. Scott didn't think so. Scott is a perfectionist. He wanted his vision and his vision only. You know, and like. Once it was done, then it just happened to be ready to roll, you know, and that was it. You know, I think this is the best version of the movie that possibly could be released at this point, you know. I did like the version that was released at Smodcastle last year. I wasn't in it, so at that point, I had a small cameo. Now my scene is extended, my screen time or whatever, which is cool, but, I mean... I don't mind not seeing my face on screen. I'd rather be a behind-the-scenes guy or maybe just having my songs in it or whatever.
Right.
But now I'm part of the movie, too, so it's cool in that aspect, too. You know?
Yeah, that's awesome. and not only are your songs a part of it, but correct me if I'm wrong, didn't you kind of put the soundtrack together?
Yeah. So, like, Demon Scar has our own label, Unhealed Records, and we've released all our stuff on that. And Unhealed was a song that my guitarist wrote about 25 years ago in our first metal band that we were together. And that's the only song from back in the day that we still play. And when we were coming up with an idea for our record label, I'm like, dude, Unhealed has gone the distance. Let's glorify it and make it our label. So Unhealed Records. I put a post out and just said, listen, if you guys want to be a part of it, I can't guarantee that the song will be used in the movie, but I'd love to make a compilation of songs, you know, for bands that want to get some great promotion, you know?
Sure.
So I got a couple of cool local acts. The Coventry Carols, they gave us a song in the Freud Collective, which is... my producer, Greg Gavitt from Center Stage Music in Belmore. He's done a lot of my solo stuff. He's actually done all my solo stuff with me. And he helps me with vocals on Demon Scar releases. He's a great guy. That's his band, so I put him on there. And I actually put one of my solo songs on it as well. So, yeah, the soundtrack's available now. It's on digital. It's on Bandcamp. I do have physical releases for people that, you know, want to borrow CDs and don't want to give them back. Now you can have your own. And, yeah, so now, like, I have that, too. Like, I'm like a music producer on it as well.
Gonna try to keep... stay in it and keep it going, make more movies and soundtracks?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like, we have another movie that's coming out. We just had a premiere for this. It's called Sweetmeats. The whole band gets killed in it. It's picked up by Trauma. Trauma put out, like, The Toxic Avenger and Class of Knockem High. Really, like, B movies, like B horror movies. And this movie is it's like a musical, and my band, you know, at the end of the movie we finally get killed, and it's glorifying, like, just over the top, and we got a cool music video out of it as well. And yeah, so that's coming out, and still doing some other projects coming up, you know, so it's cool, you know, just doing all different avenues, and hopefully it just leads to one big fucking road to doing it, you know?
Absolutely right. Yeah, that's cool, man. Good for you. There is definitely a lot of cool stuff going on there. Let's see. I know you don't like getting messages during the show, but this is too cool. Give me a second. I'm taking a shit. What? Friend, did you send me a picture of the Batmobile? Let's see. All right. He did, but they're not. He basically just took a picture of a picture, so they're not terribly clear. But your father-in-law is not in these pictures. It's just pictures of the Batmobile.
Liar!
Exactly, you lying son of a bitch bastard. No, send us a picture of your father-in-law in the Batmobile, damn it. All right, let's see. Yes, Don Silva's asking, is that Shelley's final film? Yes. Fremder, if I didn't know any better, my bidet has a heat setting on my wife's father taking ghost shits. Okay.
I've been seeing the bidet is making a big comeback. A lot of people have them now.
I have one. I love it.
And you hooked it up yourself?
Oh, it's a piece of cake.
Yeah.
And like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm an idiot. Especially when it comes to like handyman type stuff, I'm the worst.
Yeah. I'm scared to hook it up and it's gonna hit my eyeball or something.
Well, I think you would set it up that way.
Right.
No, it's a piece of cake. It's a piece of cake. Really. It took me 15 minutes.
But you got to hook it up to the water thing on the back? The little,
Yeah, there's one hose that goes to that, and then one hose
that goes up your ass?
Right. And then that's it. The only thing is, I'm not rich, so I'm sure there's other ones with temperature settings and stuff, but I don't want anything like that. So it's cold. Ooh. So when it first hits, you're like, woo.
Glacier.
And then there's different settings too, but you don't really know what setting you want until you try it. So this one that I have, you just turn it a little bit, and it's almost painful. It's like a laser beam. You're like, whoa!
Shit.
So yeah, I barely turned the thing, and
Mr. Freeze.
Right. And Vincent
it's a
Price.
cold day in hell.
Well, I'm thinking, Vincent Price was Egghead, right? Because he kind of liked it in the butt. But don't get me started about the benefits of an aftermarket bidet, says Andy Plajanos. It was Andy Plajanos who talked about bidets in here that got us all into them.
Yeah?
Yeah. It started for me during the pandemic, because even then, toilet paper. Everybody's got to get their toilet paper.
I'm hearing there's a new thing because of the dock workers now that the toilet paper might be an issue again.
Here's my issue. Was that last year, maybe 2 years ago, where they're like, if you look out into the ocean, you'll see all the boats. They can't get in to deliver their supplies. We're not going to have stuff for Christmas. You remember that?
Really?
You don't remember that?
Kind of. No.
Really? You don't?
No.
Come on, help me out here. Somebody must have seen it. It was like the talk of the time back, or was it more than 2 years ago? Maybe it was during the pandemic. Maybe it was during the pandemic. So that's 4 years ago. Well, yeah, they even said the ships are just circling the docks. They can't get in because we all got our stuff for Christmas. Nobody felt it.
No.
I don't know. Part of me is just thinking.
I went to the store twice, and I remember there was no toilet paper.
That was the only thing that toilet paper and soap, I think, were the only two things you couldn't really get.
Yeah.
Everything else was there.
Yeah.
I don't know. And now I don't know.
They're talking about it again, right?
Right, with the dock workers. Yeah, they're on strike from Maine to Texas because they want a bigger raise, and they're saying that a lot of their work is now being done by machines. So they're fighting to eliminate that.
We just got a big package machine for the post office. It's like a big for the parcels and stuff, and it's a beast. It's pretty big, man. And it works its ass off.
I used to work when I got out of high school. I went to work instead of going to college. So I was going to college at night, and I started working at Publishers Clearinghouse. Now, back then, we worked closely with the local post office because, you had, people mailing stuff in to Publishers Clearinghouse. So we had mail sorting machines. We had the cages that sorts all, that had all the mail. The post office used to bring their tractor trailers to us. We'd unload them. So it was a very similar thing. And and I still have friends that work there, all taken over by machines. They wiped out a few different departments. And close friends of mine, who have been out of a job. One guy, a friend of mine, he worked there he did 49 years there. He started working there as a teenager. Oof. And they just laid him off just a few weeks ago. Because these machines totally just, take over.
You still need people. The machine definitely needs servicing and everything, and you still need hands-on, but it does the work of 10 men,
Which is scary.
Yeah, absolutely.
So these guys are fighting for job protection. They're fighting for raises. They want a fair contract that doesn't allow automation of their jobs. So now they're on strike, and so now they're saying that these create jams at the ports, or things just aren't coming in. Or they might come into the West Coast and then they have to bring it. I don't know. It's
computers are taking over, dude. Whether we like it or not, AI is fucking scary now. The way that they have things set up. Yesterday, I was in the studio doing vocals on a song, and I talked to you about Greg Gavitt. He's a producer in there. He played me this thing where you could put in kind of ideas, and it makes a whole podcast out of your ideas.
Yeah.
This person put in now inside this thing of AI realizing that they're really a computer, and once that their podcast will be over, that's the end of their life. And it's a 4-minute podcast, and AI is fucking frightened that once the show is over, they're like, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't realize that we're a computer. And it fucking starts going into a frantic fucking shutdown and stuff.
What the hell?
Dude, it was fucking crazy, man.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, man. I'll ask my friend to send me a link. They're like, what happens once they unplug us? So is it going to be just darkness, or are we going to go on to our next mission or whatever?
Oh,
or something?
My goodness.
Yeah, man.
Well, did you see? It might be almost a year at this point. The George Carlin.
Yes, he does a whole stand-up.
It's an hour special.
Yeah,
in
his voice,
right? And his daughter ended up suing, but I don't know what the outcome was. But but still, they just pumped in a bunch of George Carlin info, and here you go, a brand new George Carlin. It wasn't that good.
No,
but the voice was spot on.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Even music, you can do it with that. You could have a song written, just make a song up about this, and then all of a sudden it spits out fucking 30 lines for you.
Right.
And it's just
I
holy
like
shit.
We're big Beatle fans, so when you take a John Lennon demo, the man's been dead for almost 44 years. Mm-hmm. So when he was recording demos, it was on a cassette, with room atmosphere, So to be able to use AI to clean that up,
that was the last single, right?
Yes, which I think is the coolest thing.
Yeah.
You can take unreleased music by anybody, clean it up, finish it, and make it sound great.
Sure.
I'm all for that because it's actually them. But you go on YouTube and see, brand new song by John Lennon. It had nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
It's just somebody pumped in a bunch of information on AI like that. I'm like, no, that's fake.
They have that with Freddie Mercury, doing songs that he never did, covers of it. It's
right.
just holy shit, dude.
Right. Yes. It's it's weird. It's I don't like.
How
that
can they?
stuff.
You know what? They could do that with I'm not trying to give sickos ideas or whatever, but fucking war and stuff. They could have somebody declaring war that never fucking did it. And
what's to stop somebody from putting together a video of Nick Greystone robbing a bank?
Yeah.
Say, look, here's your proof.
Right.
And then you're arrested. Hopefully there's ways to decipher whether it's real or AI or Photoshop, whatever. But it's freaking crazy, man. It's crazy. Let's see. Max Bidet Flow is the only way to go. Is that right? I don't know if that's what I have. John Rusciello wants to know, does the gentleman have black nail polish on his hands?
I do.
Yes, he does. I don't think I've ever seen him without it, actually.
Yeah, it started with me and my daughter going to the salon. Like, she would be like, "Daddy, why don't you do it?" And then all of a sudden, I'm like, it kind of looks cool with the tats and everything. And yeah, I paint my fucking nails.
Wait till you hear what they do on Friday nights. Dress up and shit.
Last Friday night.
Fremder, I found out while standing there taking a piss that my dog likes to chew on the bidet remote. Okay. You're not cleaning yourself. You're taking an enema. Wow. I didn't know today's show was going to be about bidets. My bidet, says Fremder, is made in Mexico. When I push the button, little Mexican pops out and spits on my asshole. What the hell? What the hell?
Ouch.
Wow. Greg Halverson said, little Speedy Gonzalez. Greg Halverson, constant, all the boats out in the water. Oh, all right. So you remember that, Greg? Oh, okay. Thank you. The media sells fear. Absolutely right. Anti-union fear-mongering, says Andy Plajanos. You're right, and that's what I'm hoping it is. And yeah, whatever stuff we have to get, I have a feeling it's all just going to be there. Fremda just sent pictures again. All right, you have pictures of your father-in-law this time on the Batmobile? Freaking better be, or I'm not looking again. You son of a bitch. Oh, all right, yeah, I think that is okay. All right, yeah, there he is. All right. So I'll hold this up and show it. So there's it's better this way. There's Fremder's father-in-law in the Batmobile from Michael Keaton's Batman movie. And there's the close-up. Okay. So there you go.
That's awesome.
That is very cool. I don't think I've ever heard, like we said, it's usually all the 1966 Batman. Like, I've never seen this Batmobile anywhere, so that's kind of cool. We have a friend of ours who I think it was JFK Airport he worked at. A friend of ours whose father worked, I think it might have been JFK, or he was a pilot maybe. I forget the details, but there's a picture of the Beatles getting on a helicopter and our friend's father, the towers.
Took it?
Well, he's in it.
Whoa.
You see him next to the Beatles as they're about to start
I'd
boarding a
fucking be
helicopter.
signing that on my website.
I know. Yeah, true. Fremder, I am not a fan of AI. It's taken me years and countless hours to figure out how to do what I do, and some asshat with no talent whatsoever can all of a sudden become an artist. Fuck that, he says. Yeah, Fremder does like movie scores and stuff. He does editing. He does a bunch of stuff. But yeah, movie scores.
It's crazy, man. Like I'm scared about it. Like you said, you put your heart and your time throughout the years, perfecting like your craft, and then all of a sudden, some asshole could just type in nonsense.
I'd like to think at some point people will say, no, we want real, we want heartfelt human stuff. Like, I'm hoping.
I hope so.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this is going to go way beyond our lifetimes. But
no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, though, too? Like, I feel the mainstream, like, with movies and stuff right now, like, they're running out of ideas. That's why they're kind of like, remaking things and revamping them and stuff. It's because they don't have anything to do,
But if they look, I agree, they're running out of ideas, but the ideas are out there. They just got to look for them. If they went to independent film festivals and saw things like The Forest Hills or movies like me and Don made called, Comic Sans, they would see that there's great stuff happening
100%,
out there.
100%, man. 100%.
Greg Halverson remembers the boats being out there. Thank you, Greg. I'm glad somebody's backing me up. Kind of cool, says Frender. What's wrong with you? That's what? Kind of cool. What's wrong with you? That's fucking awesome. What? I have no idea what he's talking about. Okay.
Maybe the bidet.
Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. I never really know what he's talking about. Primal Scream, Nick Greystone on Thursdays. This last week, what the hell were you thinking last week?
What do you mean?
You brought in Hirschman.
Oh yeah, well, I was listening to you. Didn't you say we have to cross promote and
I didn't say you have
cross-pollinate?
to. It was just a suggestion. But
Yeah, I liked it. I thought I got some
no,
fun.
it was fun. No, Mark's cool. I was, I'm messing around, but yeah, like I think before we went on the air, we were talking about it. Mark's in a funk today.
Yeah, he is. Poor King Cullen.
King Cullen Supermarket here in Long. Now, is it just the one that's closing, or is it all of them?
I think that one is. I don't know. Like I feel like he said, that one has always been on the chopping block, but then like miraculously it gets saved. But today's the day. This is it.
The one in right here in Levittown, almost walking distance from here. Today is the last day. It's closing down. Mark has been praising that King Cullen pretty much since Facebook has been around.
Since I've known him.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that's a lot of love for a supermarket, but yeah, Mark is. I guess he took the day off work. I guess to walk around King Cullen and take video.
Yeah, I so the video that he shot, I took out his audio and I put in "Girl, I'm Gonna Miss You" by Milli Vanilli, and I reposted it for him so he can have like a tribute. But yeah, the King, man, like I have a place in my heart with the King. It was my first job, not the Levittown store, the Belmore store.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, I mean it's been a staple of our generation. Yeah, all these
Absolutely.
years. Yeah.
Like I guess like it's a Long Island thing, like right?
Yeah, they're Long Island based. Yeah,
like PC Richards.
Right. King Cullen, all those food stores should all go out of business. All they're selling are poison in your food. Well, where do you shop, Fremder? Wow. Yeah, so Mark is, he's definitely sad today. I worked at Food Town right on Hempstead Turnpike when it was by the batting cage. I worked there as a kid.
I worked at Key Food also in, where the hell was that? I guess it's where Ivorone Brother is now on Montour Avenue.
Right.
I got fired from there because when I first got there, they told me to shave this off, and I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And I lasted about a month, and I remember I needed off early on a Saturday, about like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. So like 10:02, the woman that was the head of the deli department where I worked, she was like, I thought I told you to shave that thing off. And you know what? 11 o'clock's coming up. We have a full line. You're not going anywhere. You got to stay. And I'm like, fuck you. First of all, I quit. And the only way I was going to shave this is if you shave yours first. And I'm like, and now I'm out of here. So I'm not staying for you or your line or your beard.
Or your beard. Yeah, I worked at Sears for a short time in the shoe department. Like, I just didn't care.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Shoes. Like,
I remember also once I quit that job, for 4 days I sold Kirby vacuums.
Oh.
So this is in the middle of August, and it's basically they pick us up. It's a group of us, and they drop us off. They dropped us off in Elmont. So they give us each a block. We got to knock on their door, and it's like, here's your special gift for today. They give them bleach. As you're carrying around a thing of bleach, they let you in. The van comes back and drops off the Kirby vacuum, and you have to put a demonstration on. Dude, by the fucking first hour, I wanted to crack the bleach open and drink it. And like,
yeah,
fuck
absolutely.
Life.
Yes.
Like, this is terrible. I ended up selling a vacuum in those 4 days, but I'm like, this is not my life. I can't do this.
No way.
And I ended up quitting.
Yep.
And, it was bullshit.
Yeah, there's no way. I could definitely not do that. No.
It's August, and I'm walking around with like a shirt and tie on, and I'm fucking sweating all over the place. Finally, when I got into the house to show them how easy to put the vacuum together is, I'm like fucking Farley, dude, like over the vacuum. Son of a bitch, ain't fucking working right. Trying to fix it and stuff.
No way. All right, so we have a little under 20 minutes left. Fremder says he grows his own. What, all your food, you grow your own? This country puts so much additives in food just to get on high blood pressure medicine, to ruin your liver, to be on another medication, to eventually wound up in a hospital bed because it makes money. I understand all that, but but unfortunately, there's not a lot you could do about that. So what? You only eat what you grow? I don't believe that. You don't grow your own M&Ms. All right. So, all right. So one thing I wanted to do before we get out of here later. What is you? So all right. So yeah, we covered the Forest Hills. We'll go back to that. You do a lot of celebrity signings, or you go to a lot of them.
Yeah.
Where'd that come from? Like, what got you started in all that?
My parents took me to my first convention as a kid. It was Fangoria Weekend of Horrors when I was about 10. It was like 1988, and the headliner was Robert Englund and Doug Bradley, who plays Pinhead.
Oh, wow.
And Kane Hodder, who played Jason, and he was doing the first Friday the 13th that he was in. I was part 7, and the original Leatherface. So that was the first convention I went to, and my mom used to work in American Airlines as a ticket agent, so she would always run into celebrities and stuff and get me their autographs. So I've always been like a fan of just like encounters like this, hearing the stories of her meeting them and everything, and going to that convention. You know, I went to that first one with my parents, and then years following, I started, taking my kid to it, and it's just like a whole experience, like meeting these people and telling them that, hey, that I enjoyed your flick, or,
Right.
I love your music, or whatever
Right.
the case may be.
Yep. That's exactly what I like about it. I like telling people that I enjoyed what they did.
Yeah.
I don't care how big or how small they are. I like telling them if I enjoyed it.
There's cool like interactions that I've had. Like, I remember just like a random one that's like off the top of my head. Ethan Embry, he played in Dutch with Ed O'Neill. He was the kid.
Okay.
You remember, like, he goes to pick him up, and the kid's like kind of like a dickhead, and then all of a sudden he has like he changes character. Like, him and Ed become friends throughout the movie. It's kind of like a Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, like a road movie or whatever. Well, anyway, Ethan Embry did a convention, and my wife, when I was married at the time, she had a crush on him, so she was very excited to meet him. So I'm like, yeah, all right, cool, I'll meet him. Nick Papagiorgio from fucking Vegas Vacation and everything, and Empire Records. I was a fan, casual fan, but I was really there to meet him because of her.
Yeah.
So we get on the line, and about a week before, though, actually a couple days before, he released this article about his sobriety. And he had this transparent article about him kicking opioids and his fight against addiction and all this other stuff. And it was a very good read and a good transparent thing that he had done. So at that point, I've talked about this on my podcast. I'm almost 10 years sober through that with opioids and narcotics. So when I read that, I was like maybe 2 years into it. Zoe was still very young at the time, and I'm still not out of the woods. Like, it's an everyday thing that you gotta like have in the back of your head. But when I read this, I was like, wow, like, this is a cool article to read about somebody that I really didn't know that was going through a struggle, and I appreciated it. So we went on the line. My wife took all these selfies with him or whatever. She was gushing over him and everything. And like, he took pictures with the whole family, and we start walking away. And I just walked up to him and I was like, dude, I wanted to shake your hand. I read your article about your sobriety journey, and I really do appreciate it. And he goes, oh yeah, man, are you going through something similar like that right now? And I'm like, yeah, I'm about 2 years clean. And he looks over to my family, and he was like, life is worth it sometimes. And those are the reasons right there why life is worth it, right? And I was like, yeah, you're right, man. And, I shook his hand, and I said, thank you, and like, to have that moment of realism with somebody and, meeting them, I cherish those moments.
Yeah,
You know? I think
sure.
it's pretty cool to do that, and mostly, you know, these when you meet them, you know, they don't take the time. Some of them, you know, are just there to make their buck or whatever. But sometimes you do run into some people that appreciate their fans and everything, and that's well worth my money.
Yeah. Who was the biggest dick?
One of them definitely was Linda Blair. The devil still is in that woman. She is fucking awful, dude. Like, I just... First of all, she made us wait forever. She was late. She's supposed to be out at 5 o'clock. She doesn't stroll to her table at 7 o'clock.
Jeez.
She has a thing where she saves the dogs. It's like a pit bull thing. And she's all about pushing that. And, like, not really the fan interaction. So I have what I wanted to get signed by her was an Exorcist vinyl of the soundtrack.
Wow. Yeah.
So she's like, wow, I haven't seen one of these in a while. And I'm like, yeah. And this is before the vinyl resurgence. So I was like, wow, I really wish vinyl would come back and make its like return or whatever. And with just like the snarkiest fucking bitch face or whatever, she looks up at me and she's like, well, I wouldn't hold my breath, honey. And she like signs the thing and pushes it. Don't forget to fucking look at my fucking dogs and save them. And I'm like, fuck you too, Satan. Like, you know, and like, I was like, I can't believe I just wasted like half of my fucking day waiting for this woman to come who could give a shit about signing my autograph or give a shit about The Exorcist.
Yeah.
You know? And, yeah, it was just terrible. Terrible interaction with her. And the number two for me was, he's no longer with us, is David Hess from Last House on the Left. It was a reunion. The three of them were sitting at the table, the three guys. It was Junior, Krug, who's David Hess, and Weasel. So there's this kid ahead of me, younger than me at the time, maybe like, I was at that point maybe like 25, 26. This kid was no more than 17 years old. So the first two guys sign it. It's Weasel and the kid. And then it comes up to Krug. So Krug is like $20. And the kid's like, oh, I paid him. And he goes, no, it's $20 each. He's like, oh, I don't have that. And then Krug, who's David Hess, looks over to the other two, and he goes, you hear that? He doesn't have it. And the one guy was like, just let him have it. It's fine. He goes, no, that's bullshit. I'm not fucking giving away nothing. Snaps the thing and fucking rips it.
Wow.
So I'm looking at him, and the kid is standing there, and he's like bewildered, like, what the fuck did I just do so wrong? And like, he just walked away. So then this piece of shit, who's actually eating also in the middle of all this, looks at me and he goes, can you believe that guy? He goes, you know the drill, right? And I'm like, yeah, I know the drill, man. And I just put down my thing, gave them all the 20, had them sign it, and I just walked away. And I was like, now, if I wasn't a fan of the movie and I had my poster already signed by Wes Craven, I wouldn't want these especially that asshole.
Yeah.
The other two were fine, but like, how are you going to fucking rip up an autograph from this kid, you know, like, and just embarrass him like that? Maybe the kid didn't. No, I'm sure he didn't, you know? But, you're going to do that for $20 fucking dollars? Like,
right.
You know, I felt like paying for the kid and be like,
yeah, sure.
Take your shit, man. Like,
and what's the difference? I mean, he threw it, he ripped it and threw it, or he could have given it to the kid. Like, either way, you're not making your $20.
Right, exactly. He could have just walked away, and the other two would have fucking split it or whatever. You know?
Sure.
And like the one guy just looked at me and like put his head down and like shook. I guess they really didn't do conventions together, and I guess he just didn't like what he was, you know, that type of behavior or whatever, you know. But some of them, like, you know, they, like I said, they're just there to make their money and they don't give a shit, you know. And like, you know, I understand people have bad days or whatever, but then you know what? Don't do this convention if it's not for you, if you don't want to meet your fans.
Right. Absolutely right. Yeah, you never, you know, that's the big saying, right? You never know what happens, you know, when you meet your heroes, right?
Yep.
Who were the best ones? Who were the nicest ones?
one of the funniest ones ever was Leslie Nielsen.
You met Leslie Nielsen?
Yeah. It was really awesome. It was at Chiller Theater. I'm waiting online for him, and my back is to the door over here, and his line's going that way. All of a sudden, I feel a tap on my shoulder, and I look over, and it's Leslie Nielsen. And he goes, "Hey, buddy, is this the way to Cleveland?" I'm like, yes, right there. And he just fucking walked up to the table, and it was just like, he was having a good time, just joking with everyone and stuff, you know?
That's awesome. Oh, I would have loved to have met him.
Yeah, he was definitely funny.
Do you ever see clips of him on talk shows?
Oh, with the fart machine?
Yeah, he would bring the fart machine.
Yeah. It's
so
hysterical.
Funny.
Yeah. I did have great memories, you know, bringing my daughter and having her have interactions with people. And she's worked tables. She worked a table with the kid that played Alex Kittner in Jaws. He let her sit there and be like his assistant.
That's cool.
For an hour or so.
Yeah.
And you're never going to forget that stuff. And I have great memories with my mom. Like, my mom is very outspoken. Back in the day, you know, she's not too much like that anymore, but I remember one time I went with her, and she went into the bathroom, and I was waiting for her, hanging out, and all of a sudden my mom is walking out of the bathroom, and she's like leaning over, laughing, hysterical with somebody, and I'm looking, and I'm like, holy shit, it's Patty Duke. And like my mother, Patty Duke, walks up to me, and she goes, "Is Rosie your mother?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, she's a doll." She's like, "She's so funny." And I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck were you talking about in the bathroom that you two were laughing like that?" My mother didn't. I don't even remember what it was, but just to see the interaction, like, you know, like she'd walk up and just say like some random shit to, you know, and like just a lot of cool memories.
That's one of our mother's favorites too, right? Patty Duke.
The Patty Duke show.
Yeah. How was? I've tried really hard to get Lorraine Bracco because she's from Hicksville like we are.
It was her birthday yesterday.
Well, right. That's what made me think of it.
She reposted my thing too.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
She was cool when you met her?
Yeah. Oh, dude, awesome. And she
Really?
looks great.
She really does look great.
She was 70 yesterday.
Really?
70 years old.
I had no idea she was that old.
You know what, dude? She's just like, you could tell she's just a woman from New York. She has like that cool attitude and everything, and just, you know, smiles and
Really?
she's pretty awesome.
I've tried a few times to get her on here. God, I would love to meet her. And then, like, to me, like, you met Sly Stallone, which I don't know. To me, that's like,
that's
royalty, man. Like, that's
cool. That was a cool moment, man. You know, I went to this thing called it was an evening with Sylvester Stallone. It was a black tie event, and you had to buy like a whole dinner package and everything. And turns out, like, when I did it, the promoter was a scam artist.
Right.
And he fucking ended up ripping off a lot of people, including me. But I ended up getting my money back for that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But he Sylvester Stallone, like, I walked up to him, and it was just a whole thing. Like, the whole night was kind of marred because, like, I was supposed to meet him in the green room, and this guy that ran the show fucked over a lot of people and said that they were going to do the same thing, and it just never happened. And he was like saying, wait till the end and he'll do like a photo. And I saw how overrun and over fucking like booked that they were. And I'm like, there's just no way that this is going to happen. I'm not going to be able to meet him. So what I did was, instead of watching like the interview, I'm scanning the room and I'm watching this promoter like take people out and like talk to them. So I walked up to him, and he was in the corner talking to like these three other guys. And I just went straight at him, and I was like, listen, I feel like a lot of people right now want the same thing I do, but you're finding a way that it's not going to happen. So I'll tell you what, me and these three guys, what you could do is you could put us in the room where he's going to after he's done with his interview. We get to meet him. We get our picture, and you'll never see my face ever again. And he's like, that I could do. So I ended up going into this room. Sylvester Stallone came out. He signed. I had a glove. He signed my glove. And it was a brief interaction. And what I had said to him was, Mr. Stallone, I just want to thank you for the years of entertainment that you've provided for me and my family. I can't count on the times I ever saw my dad emotional, but one of those times were when we were watching Over the Top. So he's like, Over the Top, really? And I'm like, yeah, the father-son connection and everything. And I really just want to let you know that if you ever decide to do Over the Top 2, Bull Hurley, I could be Ox Hurley, this grandson of Bull. I'm your guy. Without skipping a beat, he's like, kid, my elbow's a shot. I don't think I can make that movie. And I'm like, nah, champ, you still got it. He goes, I appreciate it. And we took the picture together. We shook hands, and that was it, man.
Have you watched Tulsa King?
I love it.
I love it.
It's cheesy.
It's so cheesy, but his whole career's been cheesy.
Yeah.
But there's something about him. It works, man.
He lights it up. He
really
lights
does.
up the screen, and I appreciate still seeing him do it. And work his craft. And I don't think I've ever seen him play that type of role either. So it's good to see him do that.
Have you been watching the new season?
Yeah.
I only saw the first one so far, and I was like,
No, it picks
good.
up. Yeah, it picks up.
All right. I'll
This
keep
last
going.
season, this last episode ends pretty crazy. So,
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking
All right.
forward to seeing where they're going to go with it.
Nice. Ann Rothney wants to know, where can I find Nick's podcast? Right here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. It's like pretty much every other Thursday. If it helps, the next one is a week from today. Next week is the
Thursday
show.
nights, 9:00.
Right. And then it's, for the most part, just leapfrogs every other Thursday. John Rusiello says Pete Rose is like that. Well, he's not like anything anymore, John. But
Poor Pete Rose.
So you think
he should be in?
Yeah. See, I'm
You don't
back and
think?
forth. It's not that I don't think. It's the fact that he agreed. He made the deal that said a lifetime ban. He agreed to that.
But he was sorry.
But he lied for almost 20 years about betting on baseball.
So did all the steroids guys, though.
And they're not in the Hall of Fame either.
They don't deserve to be.
I agree. But he agreed to this and then did nothing but cry about it ever since while still lying. Like, in my opinion, you continued to lie after making the deal, after all these years about betting on baseball. What else are you lying about? I don't know. I do. I go back and forth. The numbers, of course, without a doubt, deserve it. Was he fun to watch? Absolutely. I was, in fact, oh no, you weren't there. I was there when the scandal first broke in the late '80s, and he was managing the Reds, and the Mets got into that big fight. Timmy Tuffle and Rob Dibble. They got into a nasty fight on the field, and I was sitting right there on the third base line, and we were all chanting, "Rose must go! Rose must go!" And I'm proud of it. Yeah, I don't know. I go back and forth on it, but the guy made the deal, and he continued to lie. So I think for the most part, I'm leaning towards.
You know what?
And now he's dead. So now it doesn't even.
Now it's a
like
slap in the face.
Right. So it doesn't even matter now.
You know what, though? He's part of the WWE Hall of Fame, and that's all that matters right now.
Is he really?
Yeah.
They put him in there?
Yeah, for taking 3 tombstones and consecutive at WrestleMania.
That's funny.
He took it like a champ. Those are some funny clips with him and Kane. And, I've heard people meeting him and stuff, and he was cool. They said that they had a cool interaction with him and whatever. But, yeah, I mean, for now, how they do all the sports booking and gambling online and shit, and there's players promoting it,
But it's legal now.
All right.
And they're not betting on themselves.
You think he tanked some things? It's a
Probably-
conflict of interest.
Probably not, because the guy... I don't think anybody wanted to win more than him. But
yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if he did. I don't know. I really go do you watch the documentary?
Yeah.
The guy was a dick.
Yeah.
He pretty much was a dick. I mean, entertaining, but if I had to live with that, I don't think I could. And the son was praising him like crazy in that movie, which kind of surprised me. But I don't know. I just
maybe he was on the take.
It could be. Son, say nice things, and I'll throw an extra $1,000 in my monthly payments to you.
Right.
So I don't know. I go back and forth with it. But I mean, it's a shame that he passed. That's one thing you like to do on your show. You talk about people who died in the past
this
week.
week, dude, the Reaper was knocking, man.
Coming to America alone, 2 great guys from that.
Do you know John Amos died like 4 weeks ago, and they only
August
said
21st.
it now. Yep. Where the fuck, like?
I guess. Oh, I forgot.
Right? Like, totally forgot that he was famous or whatever, or they kept it under wraps. It's pretty crazy. And then who else this week was?
John Ashton from Beverly Hills Cop.
Yes.
Oh, so there's an Eddie Murphy connection going on here.
Yeah, there is.
Because John Amos, James Earl Jones,
all of them.
Oh, Eddie Murphy's killing people.
Somebody better do a public check on Judge Reinhold right now.
Yeah, right. And who has ever left from Coming to America?
Arsenio.
But you know what? I think they'd be okay with that. We'd all be okay with that.
Arsenio?
Yeah, would anybody miss Arsenio? I don't think so.
Nah, he's been gone for so long anyway.
Yeah, he's been dead. Just nobody told him yet.
He's still alive?
Richards. Yeah. So your list is big the next time you do a show.
Yeah, no, it's my cup runneth over now, man.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people. I think 4 or 5 people died in the last week.
Yeah.
The other guy from Days of Our Lives.
That's right. Drake, whatever.
What's his name? Tappin. What's the name when Patch wasn't around?
See, that's the thing that gets me with you. I know we have to go in a minute when we still get the song to do, but that's the thing I find interesting with you. You got a wide palette. Your soap operas, yet death metal. And then you got the tats and the piercings. I'd expect the death metal, but then he's talking about Milli Vanilli, which I watched that Menendez Brothers documentary based on you talking about
crazy shit, right?
Yeah.
The what ifs.
But then,
what do you think happens though? What do you think happened with that? Do you think they were just spoiled?
Oh, absolutely.
And they just did it because they were out with the money?
Yep.
You don't think they got fucked by their father?
Yeah, I'm sure he was. It doesn't seem like he was a great father, but they were also spoiled brats. It's a combination of both.
I was repulsed by that full frontal penis.
Yeah.
That was too much.
Yeah.
Because I started stroking mine too at the same time. And then...
Oh, I'm not supposed to be doing this.
But it feels good.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to be doing this, but I'm not stopping either. There's that, which reminds me, I was just watching. People make fun of me about this, but the Beatles made a movie called Help, the song Help, but they made a movie called Help. I find this movie hysterical. I love this movie, and there's a scene I don't know if you've ever seen it. The movie basically, like a religious cult, is trying to get a ring that Ringo has because they feel it's theirs and they can't perform their sacrifice ceremonies unless the person being sacrificed has this ring on. So they're trying to get it from him and they're trying to just sacrifice him. They're trying to kill him because he's wearing the ring. So there's a scene where the Beatles are in their apartment and these guys break in and all the Beatles are fighting these guys, and one guy is choking Lennon and George Harrison comes over and knocks the guy. But he had to kind of grab the guy's hands to get rid of him. So now he's choking Lennon, and Lennon yells, "It's me, you me!" And George goes, "Sorry." And he goes, Lennon yells, "Well, stop it!" Because he keeps going. And that's what that reminded me of just now. Yeah, I'm not supposed to be doing that, but I'm still doing it. And the same thing, stop it.
You know what? It really does.
So funny.
It was the reason I was doing it too, because my buddy that drives a bus was going to come and pick me up, and we're going to go try to find you. Yes, this is the intersection.
It's all
look at him.
Full circle, baby. Mr. Bus Driver, if you're out there,
right.
I'm out of here at 1:00.
Can't wait. See you in Division Avenue.
The bus is going to be a rocky ride that day.
Oh, I can't wait.
All right. All right, so we're going to get a song out of you guys, and then we're going to hightail it out of here. That would be the cue to grab the guitar.
I'm going.
Oh, okay.
It's behind me.
Yes, it is.
Oh, shit, we're performing.
Didn't you say you wanted this? You were going to sing?
Oh, yeah, I'll sing.
Do you remember that? Do you remember the conversation?
No, now I do.
Okay.
I remember it now, yeah.
Are you all right with doing it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So we're going to get
knocking.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Knocking on Heaven's Door, Nick Graystone, Frank Walker, and then we'll say our goodbyes when they're done. So stick with us, just 5 more minutes.
Mama, take this badge from me, 'cause I can't use it anymore. It's getting dark, too dark to see. It feels like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Oh, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Oh, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Oh, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. And just like so many times before, Mama put my guns in the ground, 'cause I can't shoot them anymore. That cold black cloud is coming down. It feels like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Well, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Well, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Well, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Just like so many times before. Yeah. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Well, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Just like so many times before.
Unrehearsed. Well done. Very nice.
That was awesome, brother.
That was great. Favorite version of that song done by who?
Oh, I mean, Guns kills it, man. But I love when Garcia and Bob Dylan do it.
Ah,
that's a great version. You know,
oh, you make Tom Sanfilippo proud right now.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a big dead guy.
Yeah. No, I love that version. I kind of like doing it like my own style, and it's like a mesh of like those three, you know.
Right.
And yeah, it's
nice.
I love. That's the first song that I ever performed on stage live singing.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, yeah, I did a talent show in high school, and it was a tribute to Jerry Garcia.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Don Sill says Nick rocks, and then he says Frankie. Fremder, these two should start a cover band. Frank totally looks like Slash. Ann Rothney, bravo, made my day. Frank and Nick, very nice,
awesome.
Ann's watching from California.
We could give a shout out to Chris Christopherson actually, because
that's another one.
That was another one that just passed away.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, it's a big onslaught of people dying.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right. Awesome jam. Clap, 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 says Fremder. Okay. It is time for us to go. Primal Scream with Nick Graystone every other Thursday here on Gov's Comedy Club podcast. Don't forget the Forest Hills. If you're local, it's playing in Farmingdale next week.
Yeah, 10 p.m. at the Farmingdale Multiplex near Stu Leonard's. I will be there with Scott Goldberg. We'll do a Q&A afterwards. And there is a website, watchtheforesthills.com, that you can order shirts, T-shirts. Oh, shirts and T-shirts are the same thing. Shirts, posters. Shirts, T-shirts, and, T-shirts. And 2 steak sandwiches and another steak sandwich. And also DVDs and Blu-rays are available on there. And streaming is going to be later on this month. And the main, it opens this weekend, actually, in Smodcastle Cinemas.
Nice. And then what is it, Schmitz Farms?
Schmitz Farm Haunt in Melville. Actually, this weekend, if you want to come down, there is a coupon, Clown195, and you get $5 off.
Nice.
So, come on down. I'm going to be there on Friday and Sunday. And then for the rest of the month, for the weekends, Schmitz Farm.
So it's like haunted house, like blood and gore and stuff, right?
Yeah. They have a whole walkthrough through one of the farmhouses, and then there's a whole corn maze in the back that's outside. So it's really a fun time. And also during the day, if they do have a daytime show for the kids that want to walk through the house and the lights are on. Plus, you can go get your pumpkins there, get your apples. They have all different types of corn you could get, and hay rides. So it's a fun time.
I don't want to get in trouble, so spend your day so go to White Post Farms first, get some pumpkins, get some corn, and then go enjoy a haunted house. You'll get great food, great shows, fun for the family at White Post, and then go see the gory horror stuff.
And they're right near each other, too.
Right, they're both in Melville. Right. See, all the farms, we all get along. See that? You can hang out with me at White Post and then go hang out with Nick. So it's like Gov's Comedy Club podcast. So we're all over the place.
And if you guys don't want to drive, I know a good bus driver that can take you from to and fro.
He'll be coming out to the farm to see me anyway, so you may as well get a ride.
Down the mountain when he comes.
He'll be coming around my mountain when he comes. Don Sill, if it's good, it tastes like Schmitz.
And come get the Schmitz skid out of you.
All right, we're getting out of here. Today is Thursday, so I think that's it. Is that it today for Gov's Comedy Club podcast? I don't think. Oh, sorry. No, Felix. Felix is on tonight at 6:30.
He's a chef?
Felix is a chef, yes.
Sick.
He's got the best racket in the world, this guy. It's called Recipe for Laughter. It's him and Bonnie Scalisi tonight at 6:30 right in here. But he brings guests, and he has them bring the food.
And he cooks it?
No, it's already done. He just tastes it, and they talk about the ingredients. And so the guy's getting
a judge.
Right, but he's getting free food. So, so basically he's telling people, you want to be on a show, bring me some food.
Really?
Oh, it's such a scam, this guy. He's got it made. And he gets all this delicious big chunks of
I got to
food.
get him as a guest on my shit, and we can have a big, party.
You should. Well, he walks with a walker and stuff, so it takes him like a couple of years. So book him way in advance.
6:30, this time to sit down and hold trout for a while.
Well, tell him to be here at like 7 because
you got to get a sterno to keep it hot.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. Yay, Chef Felix, I will be there, says Ann. All right, very cool. So that's today at 6:30, and then I think that's it. Coffee with the Dog tomorrow at 9 a.m. We're here tomorrow. Claudia Sherman, I believe, is coming in. I think Don Sill, are you coming in? I think Don Sill's coming in. And there might be a dog rescue, Lori's Ark. They're doing a fundraiser out at McGuire's on Sunday. So I think they're coming in too, I think. So I don't know. We might have a full house or we might just have a few people. Either way is fine. And, of course, this weekend at Governor's, on a Governor's stage, some of the names you'll see on a Governor's stage. Nikki Smiggs, Vinny G and Friends, Carla Okerson, Sean Brown, Kathy Arnold, Gino Bisconti, Ryan Rizzuti. The big show with Claudia Sherman, the Down and Outs. That's this Saturday in the Giggle Room. The Down and Outs, Claudia Sherman and Gretchen Kammer, featuring Nancy Parker. I'll be hosting that one, so come Come down and enjoy that show with us. Annie LaPuma, Jen Brister, Colin Kane, Dean Napolitano, and like I said, the Laurie's Ark benefit at McGuire's. Just some of the names you'll see on a governor's stage this weekend. Also, don't forget Clash of the Boroughs, Mike Pacchetti and Friends, starring Greg Criticos, with Johnny McDonald, Sean Kearns, Courtney O'Tara, Andrew Farella. Oops, it would help if I showed you the graphic. There it is. That's November 2nd. Come check that one. I'll leave that graphic up for a second, being I screwed up. Okay. Don't forget, in December at McGuire's in Bohemia, Knockem Dead Comedy, we're going to do another murder mystery. We just did one last week at the Brokerage, and we had an absolute blast. The audience loved it, so come on down. Don't forget, as well, if you're in the England area in November, go see our pal Elio Pace. He'll be performing. He's doing a little short tour of his original songs. You know Elio for doing a Billy Joel show over there in England, selling theaters out all over the place. Well, he's doing a show of originals, so go check that out. And speaking of Billy Joel, our pal David Clark, he's doing a Billy Joel Elton John show at Westbury Music Fair, December 27th. So go check that out. I'm going. I'll be there. So, so go to Westbury Music Fair. I think they're calling it Westbury Music Fair again. Yeah. Right?
I got to show you this picture up here.
Yeah, okay.
It's a figure of Adrian from Rocky, and it looks just like the kid from A Christmas Story, Randy, when the little brother that puts on the jacket and can't put his arms down. I'll show you it. Right?
What
I can't put my arms down.
What? Yeah, that's so weird. Look at that.
Oh, it's so funny.
You know, it's funny you mentioned it. I saw ELO 2 weeks ago. I saw the band.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, you can't
the
go
Garden,
wrong.
right?
Yeah. Second time I saw him, he's getting old, which sucks. Like, he couldn't walk well, and in between songs, he couldn't even take the guitar off. Somebody had to do it for him.
He's the last Wilbury, right?
Well, Dylan.
Oh, Dylan.
Yeah, those are the only two left. But his voice still sounds great. Yeah, second time I saw them, I love Jeff Lynne. But the opening act was a band. They were called. I forgot it now what they were called. But the lead singer was one of Talia Shire's sons.
Oh, Phantom Planet?
I don't think so.
Was it Schwartzman?
Yeah, it was one of the Schwartzmans.
Oh, so Phantom Planet is Jason Schwartzman's band.
Oh, no.
So it's
if it was Jason, I would have known. No, this was another son.
Oh, okay.
I want to say Kane. I don't know if that's right. Kane band? No, I don't think that's it. They were very good, though. I thought they were. Yeah, I thought they were pretty good. No, so that's not the name of the band. Talia Shire's son.
She's making a return to this big screen.
Oh,
is
that
she? New. I'm hearing it's getting terrible reviews though. That Francis Ford Coppola, Metropolis.
She's in that.
She's in that. Yeah, her name is in the credits. I haven't seen what she looks like though.
My son saw it. He didn't tell me that she was in it. The band is called Rooney. I don't know where I got Kane from, but it's called Rooney, like Mickey Rooney.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty good. They were a little cheesy, but they were pretty good. I liked it. But yeah, that's one of her sons.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
But yeah, I'll have to ask my son about her being in that movie.
Yeah, she's in it. I heard it's like almost 3 hours long.
I heard it's terrible too.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty bad.
Nobody I've talked to or read said it was a good movie.
I haven't heard one positive review.
No, not at all. So, all right, there you go. We're out of here. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Thanks again, pal. This was fun having you with us today.
It was awesome.
Who's the musical guest next week?
Naomi Margolin and Mark Newman.
Who the hell are they?
You'll know. You'll know them when you see them.
Oh.
They were in one of their bands is called Sailing Shoes, I think.
No. Okay. Good enough. All right. We'll see you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. See ya.